because I thought, as you know, many of you've heard me say before, I like to talk, instead of just say trucking or freight brokering, I like to use the terminology supply chain logistics. So there's a thing called 1PL, 2PL, 3PL, 4PL, and 5-party logistics. And there's different levels of that. And I thought I could sit here and talk about it by myself. It's kind of boring. So instead, I wanted to bring on a special guest who has a lot of knowledge that can help us bring this awareness to it. And his name is Mark Funk, and he is the director of carrier procurement at the freight brokerage SPI Logistics, which coincidentally, I'm an agent at SPI. So many of you didn't know that, but you now know, because I was just this week on another podcast talking about some LTL with Troy Griggs. But today it's a pleasure to have that Mark is giving us some time. And so I'm just going to stop sharing here for a quick second. So I just wanted to introduce Mark. Thank you so much for taking some time here to help us on this topic. So why don't you do a quick introduction about your background and how you got to SPI Logistics?
Yeah, sure, Robert. So thanks, first of all, for having me on. I think it's great that, getting here and getting a chance to speak and just getting out in the industry. So a little bit about me. I've been in logistics for 20 plus years. We'll go all the way back. I used to do some overseas work with some suppliers, and we do some vetting and bringing stuff in. From there, transitioned to a consumer packaged goods company, Sara Lee US Foods. So I was on the actual shipper side, dealing with some of the things and the challenges that we have on there. From there, transitions over to a company called Total Quality Logistics. I did a 10-year stint at Total Quality Logistics, where I was the director of carrier operations. Moved from TQL down to Florida, right? And started with a company down here, Secure Transportation. And then from Secure Transportation, I went to R&L Global Logistics, which is the brokerage truckload division for R&L carriers. And from there, I'm here at SPI Logistics, and I'm really happy to be here. I think SPI Logistics brings a lot to the industry, and it's an agent-based model, which I tend to agree with.
And I think it's underestimated having someone like yourself in a brokerage. Like, obviously, if you're just a one-person freight brokerage, you're wearing all hats. But SPI Logistics is celebrating its 45th year this year. We have agent offices across the United States and Canada. We're top 100. We fall in the top 100. And I think we're on the 85th in the top 100 freight brokerage in North America. So I think it's underestimated that we as agents, when we're focused on trying to book business, building a book of business, and booking the loads for our customers, we have such an awesome team behind the scenes, and that includes yourself. And I think this year, the timing couldn't be more impeccable for you to come on board. And a little side note, last year, Mark and myself and our wives, we had the pleasure of having supper last year. We have an annual get together with SPI Logistics, and we were in Vancouver last year, and I had the pleasure of being able to sit at the same table as Mark. So we got to learn a little bit more about each other, and it was a fantastic evening last year. And but I think, what Mark has done with onboarding Go Highway and many other things, it's been fantastic. And I think you can maybe just touch quickly before we get into the main topic of the importance of having someone like yourself at a freight brokerage.
Well, yeah, sure. So first of all, thank you for the compliments. I'm not sure I can live up to that, but with having the back scene support that you talked about, I think that's key when you're talking about an agent based model, or actually any type of freight brokerage. If you've got your sales team out and they're selling and are doing what they need to do to work with the carriers and the customers, having that back office team for the compliance, dealing with some of the IT opportunities that we would encounter and payables and things like that. I think that's key as you go through that. Yeah.
So to respect your time, we're going to jump into this little presentation, basically talking about first party logistics all the way up to five party logistics. And so here we are. So basically, we got first all the way through, and I'm going to have Mark explain each why companies would choose these models. We're going to touch on how does this impact the company's supply chain, and then most importantly, how this creates an opportunity for freight broker agents.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So the very first one obviously is 1PL. In a situation like that, that's where the shipper is the actual person who does the direct transfer of goods. You know, it's you think of a farmer, right? A farmer's got it, they got the eggs, and then here you go, they're taking it straight to the market. So, you know, smaller scale operations, it's typically one product, maybe two or three products, and they're taking that over. There's really no other party that's involved in that. That's why it's just one party logistics.
And they might just own a cube truck or whatever and deliver it to the
They
local
may,
market.
they may, yeah, box truck maybe, and they deliver it themselves. You know, so it's a smaller type operation, right? So